Good afternoon, my subscribers and those on YouTube. I just want to make a short video to show you what I've been up to lately. And well, I'll get right into it. You guys ever wonder why when you roll your trains they derail, especially on the curves, and you know that you laid the track came out perfect, and you just can't figure out why the cars keep derailing. Well, I had the same problem with my layout, and one of my subscribers named SP Productions was kind of giving me a hard time about derailments are always going to happen on your layout, and which is true. So I happened to be looking at a video, and I saw a train going across a trestle bridge. And as it was going across the bridge, I noticed the rails in between the stock rails that the wheels are resting on. And then it clicked. Those inner rails were designed to keep the flanges tight against the rail in case of a derailment. So I figured, maybe this idea might work on my model railroad. So last night I was up late till about 3 o'clock in the morning working on my layout, and this is what I came up with. I took some scrap pieces of rail, code 83, because my layout is code 83, and I just started laying down rails in between because I was having some problem with my tank cars derailing. And so I laid a strip of tracks down to as to per needed. As you can see here, the inner rails, and I laid them all the way down and across where the curve starts, up to about here. And believe it or not, it actually works. As the tank cars and other cars, especially my larger 6-axle engines, come through this section of my layout on the branch lead going up to my yard, they hit a spot and derail. And then the derailment carries through until it finally shows off the track. Well, after laying this section of track down, the guide rails, it actually keeps it through the curve and keeps everything balanced. Yeah. Well, it's a good idea for those who have a bunch of old rails laying around or parts of tracks that have ties on them and you don't know what to do with them. Well, instead of just throw them away or put them in an old box, you can tear off the ties from the rails and just lay them down. Now, there is one catch that I want to make sure you guys understand if you decide to try this. You want to get them as close as you can to the stock rail, the outside rail here. And you want to get enough in between that the flanges and can still fit. Now, the one thing I know, this is about Atlas track, is that if you look at the parts where they actually attach the rails to the ties, there's this, I guess you can call it spikes they put to hold the rails in. That's a good guide. So when you lay the rails up against this, it comes out to a perfect alignment for the flanges to fit in between. Now make sure that as you're putting these rails down, if you do it in sections or if you don't have any flex track, that you get them perfectly aligned. Because any kind of imperfections will cause the one problem you're trying to avoid. As you can see, my rails are pretty much continuous. Now, gotta sand that down a little bit, but that's going to happen all the way through. Now, at the end of it, I put this little V frog in here to help guide the rails into this section of the layout, coming down the grade. So anyway, this is just a short little video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it helps. And on another note, I want to say that I had used some markers and I actually painted the side of my rails, so that way they look more rusted to get away from that clean, urban look. So that's it for today. And maybe later on, I have any more tips or questions. You guys can always put it down in the comments below. All right. Take care. Bye.